Hey everyone, welcome to the One Window podcast. Today we are joined by our student Vyshnavi, who is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in economics at UMass Boston. She's back in India on her vacation break, and we are super excited to have her share her story about the last 4 months in UMass Boston. From her early days adjusting to life in the US to exploring the vibrant city of Boston. This conversation is going to be full of insights and personal experiences. If you are curious about a life as an international student or planning your own study abroad journey, watch this podcast till the end. Vaishnavi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Vaishnavi, I want to get a little introduction of yours. Which university are you studying in, what program, and a little bit more about your current situation.
I'm a student at UMass Boston. I'm a freshman year student. I finished my first semester in my major economics.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's about you. Great.
That's about
So
me.
I know it. Sometimes the introductions can be this short.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course. By the time you finish your bachelor's, you'll have a lot of things to say in
Yeah.
your introduction. However, so once again, I would want to ask you, you're studying from which university?
University of Massachusetts, Boston.
Boston campus, and your program is
Economics.
Economics.
Yeah.
Great. Before we begin with every student, we like to ask a small ice-breaking question.
Okay.
So, if you were to describe your journey so far since you started in a foreign country, if you were to describe your journey with a series, what would it be and why?
Series of unfortunate events.
Uh-huh.
The first semester has been it has been fun. It has been an experience for sure. Sometimes unfortunate, but I shouldn't be saying that because
Uh-huh.
I'm studying at a good university. So, yeah.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your high school here when you were in India.
Okay, so
What was the
I
life like?
I studied at Delhi Public School, Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
So you can probably expect what it was like. The school
I know how it can be, but I really want our viewers also to understand what was your school life like here.
Yeah, I mean the school itself was strict, but yeah, my school especially Delhi Public School, they focus on academics
Mm-hmm.
more than your extracurriculars and whatever. So yeah, I'd say up to 10th grade I was like an average student because I didn't really care much about universities and all that. I wasn't into all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But then in grade 11, that's when I realized that I should focus
Mm-hmm.
and I should get serious about this. That's when I started studying.
Mm-hmm.
But the school itself was good. I'd say I studied like 70% of the time and 30% I'd spend time with my friends and like have fun.
Okay. So when you say you realized it in grade 11, was it you realized that okay, I have to become serious with my education, or was it to become serious about going abroad?
It was serious about education
Education.
and going abroad
Okay.
actually because I felt like the opportunities in India,
Mhm.
they're great, but when you have the chance to go abroad, why leave it, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's when I started to work more on my education, my academics especially, and yeah.
What exactly triggered you to decide that okay, I will not be studying here in India, but I'll go abroad? Or you had both the options in your hand that okay, something or the other, I'll select one in either of these options.
Yeah, I had both the opportunities, but I wanted to go abroad mainly because of the exposure, first thing, and second thing also like the return for the amount of money you're investing in your education, I'd say is better abroad than when you're in India. Infrastructure wise or education wise, faculty, everything, like all in all together, I felt like going abroad was the best option. So yeah, that's why I chose to go abroad. Not to say that the universities in India are any less, they are good, but given the option, I would go abroad, is what I'm saying.
Nice. So when you decided this thing that you want to go abroad and study, was it you who shared with your family? It was a mutual decision with your family members that okay, we are going to send you abroad.
It was my decision first, and then my parents were like, okay, because like I said, I was never a great student. I was like an above average at best. So they didn't expect me to like go abroad and study.
Okay.
So yeah, it wasn't until I told them that I had plans of going abroad that they were like, okay, so we need to work on it.
How was their first reaction?
They're like, really? You want to go abroad? You don't study in India. You study abroad. But yeah,
And how did you convince them then?
my grades.
Okay.
I had to work hard. Yeah.
So what all went into this preparation? So when you said you had to work hard, so what all went into the preparation of it?
Work hard as in, obviously I'll talk about my grades because like back then I never used to study. That's the first thing. And then I started studying. I started developing like a schedule that I stick to. And more than academics, I also like wanted to approach it in a more holistic manner. I'd also want to like research about universities in India also. Like, do I have better options here? Should I just stay back? But then I felt like the opportunities outside of India seemed better. So yeah, once I went through all of the universities and what I wanted to do, that's when I streamlined my
Approach.
approach, and I started working towards that.
So was USA your first preference always?
No, I wasn't even planning to go to America. It was Singapore. It was a completely different continent. Not even, yeah. That didn't work out. So the next best option, actually what happened was, first I told my parents that I wanted to go to UK or USA, but my dad was very hesitant. He was like, no, not gonna happen, not that far away. So he agreed to Singapore. I was like, okay, fine, at least I'll go somewhere. I got rejected from the universities in Singapore, and then I was like really down about it. I was sad about it, right? And then my dad was like, okay, we need to try higher, we need to try better, so let's go for USA. That's when it happened.
Right. So they were hesitant to send you abroad and to send you so far. What were the reasons? Was it they didn't think you would survive on your own?
That is always there.
That was always there.
Yeah, but the distance was the biggest thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because you'll have to travel for like an entire day to meet the other person. And also, I've never lived alone. Like for longer than a week, I haven't lived alone.
Have you traveled to either Singapore or USA before this?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So they already had an idea about what the life is going to be in a different country.
Yeah.
Nice.
They had an idea from that and also from other people who've been there, from their experiences.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, if you put it this way, they knew everything, how the education is going to be, how the life is going to be, but still they wanted to know whether you will be very confident and you will confidently live your way through that journey.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's interesting. Another interesting thing I think you will be able to tell us that what are the factors that you choose? What were the factors which made you actually zero it down to the country, the university, and the program?
USA was obviously the first preference after Singapore. One, because of the universities, obviously. Some of the well-ranked universities in the world are in USA. Second reason was also because of like family. My parents weren't ready to send me abroad unless there was family in the country I was going to. We don't have much of family in UK, so USA was the best option. And apart from that, I think personally also I would pick USA over UK. Maybe because I've been there and I know what it's like. So I didn't want that ambiguity when I would go to UK.
Right. So just for our students to understand, if we put this in this way, would it be right that your major, your degree was not the first preference to choose any country or university before? Your preferred factors were the family, the security, and the ease of living over other things?
First was degree, of course, because if it was family and all, I would have stayed in India. Yeah, it's very important to consider your degree, obviously, because if you take family and everything else into consideration, you would not weigh out your opportunities, right? So I'd say it's always better to broaden your horizons.
Right. So I'm sure while you applied to institutions, you mentioned that Singapore didn't work out so well, so you had to choose an alternate country, which was US. And I know that it takes a lot to apply to US institutions, a lot of
Yeah.
documentations, process, wait period, and all. And one of the very important document I feel that is the essay and the SOPs, which you know submit to the university. Could you throw a little light about how did you manage to complete your essays, SOPs? What was your process of completing these things?
I'd say you should start working on your essays when you're in your high school itself, like grade 11. Probably towards the end of grade 11, that's when you should start. Focus on your strengths and what you've done so far and what you plan to do so that it's easier for you to streamline what you're going to do and what you're going to write about. Once I did draft my first essay, I've passed it on to a few experts to proofread it and then make it a little fancier.
They helped you make corrections about.
Yeah, they corrected it a bit.
What
And
goes in and what goes out of those
Exactly.
draft, what you have
Yeah.
written. Right.
So yeah, they proofread it and then they finalized the draft, and
Correct.
that's when
Correct.
my essay was done.
I remember when I talk to students, when I counsel them, I give them these 5 inputs always that, you know, whatever goes into the essay is a combination of these 5 things. One is what have you done in the past. 2 is what made you select that particular destination or the university. 3 would be what would you do in that university? How would that degree help you
Yeah.
become something? What would you do after the degree is completed, and the factors which will make you career ready or
Yeah.
maybe job ready, right?
Yeah,
So
these are important.
we suggest the students always to include these 5 factors so that they come into picture, and the admission officer who is reviewing your documents.
Because like they don't know you. The only way
Correct.
they get to know you is through your essay.
Right,
So
right. They picturize your life,
Yeah.
your potential by reading through your essay.
yeah.
So it really takes a lot.
Yeah, it takes a
to
lot of
draft.
work to like personalize the essay in such
Correct.
a way that the admissions officer wouldn't have to see you in
Correct.
person.
Correct. Especially when students are into their bachelor's degree, because
Yeah.
for masters, I think they won't. If they are applying to a lot of universities, only ask for one SOP, but for
Yeah.
bachelors, they ask every university ask a different essay
Yeah,
on a
I
different
found
topic.
that bachelor's applications are much harder, much
Much
more
difficult.
strenuous than master
Right.
applications.
Did you find your documentation was too difficult for you to handle?
It wasn't too difficult to handle because I got help. I got so much help with that. Yeah, because like I was provided a list of documents to submit, so I just got that from my high school and arranged them, and then.
Right. So,
submitted
what
it.
percentage do you think advisor was able to help you in all this process?
I think like about a good percentage through it, like about 70 to 80% of
So,
my.
would you suggest that if somebody is applying for a higher education abroad, especially for bachelor's degree, do take help of an expert advisor so that
I
things
would.
fall in place?
I would, because I'm not sure, like with myself especially, I wouldn't take that risk. I'd rather have an expert help me out. So
Correct.
yeah, I'd suggest that.
Right.
Always seek for an expert's help.
Right. You already mentioned that when the Singapore admissions didn't come positive, you were really feeling down. But I want to know your reaction when you got your admission from a US university. How was it?
It was, I didn't know how to react because I was like, I got rejected from Singapore and I'm getting accepted into a US university. So it was, yeah, I was thrilled. I didn't expect it because after that rejection, I was like, what could go wrong now? So yeah, it was amazing.
It was. So did you felt anxious? Did you felt fear? Or were you super happy, excited?
I was excited. I was really happy. I was also nervous a little, but
Uh-huh.
I was excited for most of the.
Was this nervousness because that you would go far from your family here?
Yeah, for the first time
For
with
the
no
first
one. Yeah.
Right. So what factors did come into picture when you wanted to zero down to this university, UMass Boston of yours?
The reason I chose it was because of my degree, because I found that the major that I wanted to pursue was one of the best majors that they were offering at the university, and the faculty was also promising. That, along with the infrastructure and other opportunities within the city and the university itself, made me want to stick with UMass Boston.
Okay. Uh, Coming down to the visa process, I have seen a lot of students, especially people who have the work experience already. They can crack, or when they hear something, the word called interview, they are chill with that. They completely understand how an interview can be, how to tackle the interviewer and everything. But when it comes to the students without the work experience, they haven't been to any interview as such, a formal interview. Uh, what was your reaction when you got to know that okay, there will be an interview to get your visa accepted?
I expected it, like the visa interview, because every single person that I've talked to was like, you need to prepare for the visa interview. It's like the biggest part. You get your admission, okay. The next big step is your visa interview, because if something goes wrong there, then the admission also doesn't count because you don't get to go. I expected my interview to be like very direct, because from what I've heard, they don't ask many questions. They just ask you about your finances, which university you're going to, and your documents. That's all I expected. But in reality, my interview was very different. It was a lot more in depth. I had the interviewer ask me questions about the major I was going to study. I had a question, what's the unit of economics? And I was like, why are they asking me this question? So yeah, I'd say when you give your visa interview, other than your documentation and every other thing that's very important, you should also have a very tight grasp on your subject.
Subject, correct.
So that when the interviewer throws a few questions here, right, you'll be able to answer.
Right.
Because they don't want you to stutter at all. Because if you do stutter, I don't know if it'll go well.
Of late, I've been hearing from students that more than the questions related to finances or the institutions or the destination, the questions are being asked on the subject. So the interviewer really knows the subject, whether it is engineering, economics, business or management. So it is very important for the students to be prepared and understand your subject. If not in depth, but at least the basics of it.
Exactly. If someone were to ask you about your subject, you should be able to answer. You shouldn't be dumbfounded.
Right. So while you were there in the interview, at the consulate giving the interview, did you get a chance to interact with the fellow students who were giving the interview? What were their reactions?
Most of them were nervous, just like me. So none of us really talked much before the interview. But yeah, some of them did get rejected, but it was a good percentage also got accepted. So yeah, all of us were excited about that, but also a few rejections were kind of underwhelming.
Right. Now that we have completed the journey of you while you were in India, the admissions part, the visas part, let me ask you a few questions. What went into the preparation of yours when you wanted to actually fly out from here? Just like the shopping, the flight tickets, the forex, accommodation. What all type of discussions went into it with your family or your friends, that what all you are going to do about it?
Yeah, so my ticket, so I got my visa a week before I was supposed to fly. So I didn't have all that time to go shop and all that. So first thing I had to do was go to the doctor, get my eyes checked and everything. I assume, I'm not sure about this, but I feel like dentist checkups especially can be done in India, but most of them prefer you do it abroad in America itself. So yeah, doctor's checkups were like the first thing. Second thing, a little bit of shopping, but not much that I took from India, because in Boston the weather is very different. So I found that the clothes there would be better. And yeah, same thing goes for my room and everything. I just placed an order in India and I shipped it there.
Okay.
So yeah, that was fine. Everything else was like my documentations, doctors, visits and all that. Yeah, all of this was important for me because I didn't have a month to plan how I'm going to pack and how I'm going to leave.
Right, correct. So the moment you landed there, what did you feel like?
I was jet lagged. That's what I felt. I wanted to sleep.
Because you were there for the first time. Did you go alone or your parents accompanied
My
you to
mom
drop?
came with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both of us were tired, but luckily the immigration and everything, it was like done
Smoothly.
30 minutes max.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was good.
How was the weather like when you landed in Boston?
The weather was surprisingly okay. I expected it to be colder, but it was good. It was pleasant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So, tell us a little bit about your first day in Boston, your first day in the university. How was it?
My first day in Boston, I just slept. I visited my cousins and I just crashed. The next day we visited the university. So what I did was I got my room key, I got my student ID, and I went and checked my dorm room. Beautiful. It was amazing. And then I finished up some more documentation like my housing lease and all that, like the dorm lease. I had to do a few payments for that because I couldn't do that back in India. We had to pay with like a credit card. So yeah, and then I just checked out the university and how it was like in person. Yeah, that was my first day at university.
Was the
after
campus
landing.
beautiful?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Nice.
It was big.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit in detail about how does on-campus housing works. Can you break it down into multiple steps and let us know what happens after what?
So steps as in how you get your room accommodation.
Yes.
So while you apply to the university itself, you will receive a form in which you have to mention if you want to live on campus or if you want to live off campus. So if you choose to live on campus, that means you choose to live in a dorm room, basically a hostel.
Okay.
So it's like a few buildings within the campus itself where students live. Most of the universities prefer first year students to live in a dorm room so that they adjust to the college life. So I went ahead with my dorm room. The next step is you wait for your room assignment. So you also get to pick. Do you want a room with a stranger? Do you want a room with someone you know? Or do you want to get to know the person you want to room with? So once you pick your preference, you go ahead, you get your room, and then you get the contact details of your roommate as well so that if you guys want to connect with each other. And for international students, what I've seen is once you arrive on campus, that's when you can pay for your house dorm room fee.
Right. What are the rooms like?
The rooms are actually very good compared to rest of the universities. The rooms are amazing.
Can you describe the room a little bit?
Yes. I stay in a double room, so like two people stay in the room. It's spacious enough for two people. The ventilation's amazing, the air vents are good, the bathroom's good, everything's good. It's clean also. And also, yeah, nothing's really damaged because the rooms are comparatively new. Yeah, so the rooms are really good.
I have seen the rooms in the campuses. I have seen rooms having bunker beds where you sleep on the top of the bed, and then under it you have a table, a chair. You can set up your laptop, your books and all. Is it of a similar kind?
No. This is completely different.
Completely different?
Very different. So you have your own table here, and then your bed's here, and then the same thing's like reflected on the other side for the other person. But triple and quad rooms, like for 3 and 4 people, those are massive. They're much more bigger than doubles.
Much more bigger.
Yeah.
And do you have the bathrooms attached?
Yeah, the bathrooms are. So you have an option. So you get to pick a private bath or a community bath.
Okay.
So a private bath, you would have a bathroom in your room itself, and community, it's like a shared bathroom.
Right. So you also mentioned about the cleaning part. So the rooms get cleaned by somebody else, an external help. You have to clean your own room.
Yeah. So it's basically like it's your house now. It's like an apartment.
Right.
Once you've paid for the apartment, you take care of it.
You take care of it.
Yeah,
So
you clean it, everything. But if you
they provide you all the tools, the vacuum cleaners and everything.
No, we buy it.
Okay, you buy
They
it.
don't provide anything. This is your place now. You do what you want with it. But don't damage it. But for other things like plumbing and other electricity and everything, you can like contact the housing department and they will send people.
That we do here as well.
That we do here
in
as
India
well.
as well.
Yeah.
We do not know all the skills, of course.
It's basically like living in your own apartment, except it's in the college.
Okay.
That's what I felt like.
Right. So you have a roommate as well. You get to bond with the roommate, and You decorated your room?
I have. Yeah, 1 week went in decorating my room.
Nice.
And it
nice.
still hasn't stopped. I keep decorating it.
Right. Would you mind sharing a picture of your room after you go back?
Yeah, sure.
Nice, thank you. So that was interesting to know how the rooms look like, how the dorms look like, unlike how we, the type of hostels we must have lived here in
Yeah,
India.
much more different.
Much more
Very
different
different.
than that.
Yeah.
And of course, you will have gender-wise buildings, like girls live in one building, boys live in, or maybe at least the floors.
Yeah, the floors are different.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, correct. So let's talk about the safety in the campus. How do you think, according to you, how do you describe the safety in the campus?
It's extremely safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, so in the campus itself, I'll talk about the dorm rooms first. So to be able to enter the building, you need to have your student ID and your room key.
Mm-hmm.
So your student ID is used to enter the building and enter into the
Your own room.
Yeah, the elevators as well.
Okay.
And then to enter into your own room, you have a room key.
Okay.
So no one else but a student can
Okay.
enter those buildings.
Okay.
So that is very well secured and protected.
Nice.
And there's also security inside on campus 24/7.
Right.
UMass Boston also has their own police. Their departments like in one of the blocks. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty safe. There are also other systems through which, like, I think every meter or so, there are like phone booths, or especially for the police station.
They are called as blue lights or blue
Yeah,
lamps?
yeah, blue lines,
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So
these lamps are set up every few feet away, so that
Yeah,
in case
so
you
that-
feel anything is not
yeah,
safe.
something feels off, like,
Right.
you don't feel safe, someone's following you or something. Just call them up and they're going to be there to escort you.
Right. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, wherever you are in the city or around the campus, inside and outside, if you need a ride during off hours or late in the night, let's say you're sitting in the library studying and preparing for your next assignment and it got very late for you to go from library to your room, you can simply call up
Yeah.
these police and they can give you a drop to your room, right?
Yeah.
No questions asked.
No questions
Even if
asked.
you're outside the campus, you can call them anytime and they can come and pick you up.
Outside the campus, I haven't experienced,
Right.
but inside the campus for sure, yes.
Right. In a lot of universities, I have heard, because I keep taking the tours of the universities, they tell this thing that even if you're outside the campus, it's late in the night, whatever it is, you don't feel safe, simply call the security and they'll come and take you and drop you. If you're on campus, they'll drop you on campus. If you're not on campus, they'll drop you to your residence as well.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what was the most surprising thing for you, which you can describe when you went on campus?
The most surprising thing, I'd say the harbor. So UMass Boston set at this beautiful location. It's like right next to the ocean or the sea, I don't know. It's like this water body that's like surrounding the harbor walk, I believe. It's really beautiful. Like my friends and I, we'd wake up at 5 a.m. just to go see the sunrise.
Nice.
Yeah. The campus is amazing. So first thing was the campus, obviously, like it's a really beautiful place. Second was the connectivity to the city. So UMass Boston has these shuttle buses that basically take you from your campus residence or anywhere on the campus. They take you to the metro station. So from there you can literally go anywhere in the city. So I really like the connectivity and the opportunities and also the environment of the campus.
Nice. So let's talk about connectivity a little bit. So when you mentioned that shuttle takes you to the metro station and metro station can take you anywhere in the city. So the city has got well connected
the
metro
public transport's
facility,
pretty good.
the bus facility and everything.
Yeah.
Nice. When you entered the campus, when you visited the campus, was it very different than what you expected, or was there something surprising there?
To be honest, it wasn't as different as I expected because I've seen pictures online and it was like
So
true
you did
to
your
life.
research.
Yeah, I did my
before you
research.
went.
So yeah, the pictures were true to life. Like the campus looked very similar to that. When I was at home and I was like searching and comparing the sizes of different campuses with this one, I was like, this is pretty small compared to other campuses. But once you go there and stay there in person, it's pretty big. So yeah.
So you mentioned you live on campus. You don't have to travel much using any transport to go to your classes or library or to other facilities of the campus. But if you were to travel anywhere outside in the city, what transports would you use?
Public transport,
Public
like
transport.
definitely public transport. If it's
Mhm.
like really late at night, then I'd book an Uber.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd say public transport is the best option because one, there are a lot of people, and Boston's a student city, so you're gonna see too many students around. It's not gonna
Mhm.
feel unsafe either.
Mm-hmm.
And Ubers also are pretty good. So
Mhm.
yeah, transportation isn't a big
How
problem.
expensive are these transports? Whether it is train, bus, Uber,
So if you want to if you want to
commute from one place
commute,
to other.
yeah, through public transport, then you
Mhm.
need to get something called Charlie card.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep loading money into your Charlie card,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just use that. I think it's like
Right.
480 per
Mhm.
round trip,
Oh, nice.
which is good. And then Uber ranges from $18 to $45, depending
Mhm.
on the time and the location you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd say public transport is much better.
How difficult for you? How difficult was it for you to adjust on day one or maybe the first week while you were in Boston?
My first week was interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to know the story here then.
Yeah, so like, I think I still stayed in my cousin's place
Mhm.
till the classes started.
Mm-hmm.
Once the classes started, I moved into my dorm room, and my roommate was a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't get along well. She's
Mhm.
done things that I wasn't really happy with. So yeah, that night itself, I mean, the next day, I literally took my stuff and went back to my friend's room. I met them like a day ago. Like day
Mhm.
before that happened, I met three
Mhm.
girls,
Mm-hmm.
and then I literally just called them up and I was like, "Can I come stay in your room till I find a new roommate or a new room?" And I stayed in their room for like 3 days.
Okay.
So after that happened, I got a new room, and my current roommate is amazing. She's a South Korean. She loves Indian food more than I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she keeps asking my mom to send pickle.
Uh-huh. From week one till now, do you think things got easy for you to live in there?
Much easier. Because, yeah, the first week especially was the toughest to adjust. Because it was new and so many things were happening at the same time, so it was also overwhelming. And on top of that, my cards wouldn't come on time. I got my cards like 2 months later. I literally got my cards 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was another problem. I feel like everything that could have happened in the first month. So everything else felt fine.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. What are the subjects are you studying currently, and how do you like them?
So the previous semester I studied history, French, English, and math.
Mm-hmm.
These are general education requirements that
Mhm.
every student has to fulfill in order to get their degree, apart from their main course.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I decided to finish that up in my first semester, but it takes you 4 years to completely get through with your gen ed requirements.
Mm-hmm.
This coming semester, I'll be majoring in economics, math again, English, and cinematography.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Very interesting subjects you are taking.
Yeah.
Why do you want to take cinematography in your economics major?
I don't know. For some reason, I love watching movies, and I also like really enjoy filmmaking as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought if I do take a course as a gen ed requirement, what's going to happen? I'll just find out. The university is giving me the opportunity to, broaden and then
Right.
experience another course. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out. Which I feel like is another nice thing because I don't think other Indian universities,
Would give you
yeah,
this,
they don't give that
flexibility.
opportunity. Yeah, for students to like go and like explore different areas
Right.
before they find their.
So, would you say this is one of the very good things which
Yeah.
students get in the US, that they get the flexibility in choosing the subjects.
The flexibility.
Every semester you can mix and match some of the subjects, whether it is matching with your major or not. Plus, you can also get that credit which gets added into your degree.
Yeah,
Right.
that. And also like, I've seen a lot of students who keep switching their majors. So like they go from business to economics or business to accounting because they feel like they like business, but there's a certain area in business that they want to specialize in.
Right.
So I feel like that flexibility is also amazing because I don't see that happening here in India.
Nice, correct. Okay, so let me ask you one very personal question. What life is really like in the US,
It is. I've only been there for 4 months, but from what I can tell, very individualistic.
Mm-hmm.
You must be on your own and you must know things for yourself to be able to survive there, because no one's going to have your back.
Mm-hmm.
Because in India, we have family, we have friends, we have family friends. We have so many people around us as a community. But in America, they don't have a sense of community. You are on your own. You're literally on your own. You figure things out on your own. In the beginning, it will be difficult, because for us to come from a country or from a culture where all of us are together, and to be thrown into a culture where you're supposed to look and fend for yourself is very different. It's also difficult.
Don't you think this is what is the experience and exposure which you
It
get?
is. Exactly, because I feel like it's also good, because when you are left to fend for yourself, that's when you find you
Correct.
find out more about yourself.
Correct.
And how you can live.
Correct.
And I'd say if you can live alone, you can live anywhere.
Right. If you are in your home country with your family, you
Yeah.
get spoon fed.
Exactly.
But there, everything you have to figure it out by yourself. Where do you live? Where do you buy your grocery? Where do you go shopping?
it's
Whether
like-
do you need something or not?
Here you're someone, but there you're like, you're literally everyone over there. Every other person's just like you over there.
Right. I want to understand what would be your day like in the US. So let's say on a weekday, how does your day start and end?
So on a weekday, my day starts with obviously getting ready for my classes. That's the first thing I do. I attend all of my classes. I chose for them to start at 11 a.m. and end at 3 p.m.
Generally, at what time does the classes start at the campus?
Generally, they start at 8 a.m.
8
8 a.m.s are the first classes.
Okay,
It can go up to 8:30 p.m. as well, from what I've seen.
nice.
So yeah, mine start from 11 a.m. and at 3 p.m. And then once I'm done with all of that, I sit down and then I decide what to do for the day. Sometimes I'll have to go grocery shopping. Sometimes I'll have to buy things for the room. Or sometimes I could just go to the library and study. I have quizzes or assignments coming up. I could work on my homework or something like that. Or when I'm free, I plan to go out with my friends. So that's how my day usually goes.
Right. So this is your weekdays. How does your weekends go?
Weekends are probably more stressful than weekdays, because this is when I have to go and do the actual adult stuff. Yeah, I have to wake up earlier than 11 a.m. I have to go catch the metro, get stuff for the room, clean the room, and then get food, eat food. And and then I have to work on my assignments, because most of them are due Sunday night. So yeah, weekends are stressful. Weekdays are nice.
Right. So when you say you get to do all the things which your parents or maybe an help does here in India, that you have to do on your own.
Yeah, that luxury we don't have in America.
Right. Especially when you are living in the on campus.
Yeah,
housing.
I feel like on campus is also relatively easier. Off campus is worse.
What was the toughest challenge you faced and how did you overcome when you were there?
The toughest it has to be the roommate. That was the toughest thing, because for the first time I was in a completely different country. I didn't know anyone. Even the 3 girls, I didn't know them. I just knew them for a day. I talked to them for 2 minutes at most. And yeah, after all of that happened and I stayed in a stranger's room basically for 3 days, I had to cope with that. I had to go and talk to the authorities and ask them to switch my room. I had to do too many adult things in a week. So yeah, that was the most difficult part, I'd say. But I'm glad it happened in a way.
You mentioned you have a roommate who is a South Korean.
Yeah.
And you're much into having more international friends than the friends from your own country?
Nothing as such. I enjoy having friends from everywhere. I mean, I wish to have a multicultural friend group, which I do now. I have a South Korean friend, I have a Pakistani friend, I have a few white friends. It's nice to have, other cultures and that exposure as well. I feel like that's the whole point, of going abroad, to meet people.
What are those 3 things which you learn from these set of friends?
First thing is obviously kindness. That was the first thing I noticed in everyone over there. Irrespective of where you come from, what is important is how you are to the other person, right? Because where you come from doesn't matter. How you are as a person matters. And the second thing is everyone is very friendly and they're also very welcoming, which I didn't expect. I thought America is a very individualistic country, so they don't really care much. But they do, which was nice. So yeah, I do have a few Indian friends as well. In fact, the 3 girls I stayed with, they were Indians.
Oh,
They were American Indians, but yeah, Indians.
nice. So, with all these challenges you faced, with all these difficult times you have been through, have you ever felt like giving it up?
Yeah, like after that, my mom, she decided, I'm gonna book your return ticket as well. You're coming back to India. We'll look for another college in India. You can go from home. I'll give you a driver, your own car, your own room. You're gonna be at home. You're gonna be protected and everything. When I was in that phase, I was like, okay, that sounds good. But then once you think about it, you've come so far, right? You've done so much. And now this is like a hurdle. You can't just go back.
Right.
Life throws so much at you. You can't just give up and go home.
Right.
You'll have to like work for your degree. That's what I decided.
You gotta use this phrase: when life throws lemons at you gotta mix it and make a lemonade out of it.
Yeah. Don't go back home.
Right. And then that's what is the experience and exposure, right? It's not just about the degree or just the university name on your resume. It's all about you experiencing all these things and then using it towards living your life much more better
Exactly.
manner.
And I feel like more than your degree, also the way you network with people and what you make of your time over there matters more than the college or the university on your resume.
Right, right. So has studying in the US changed you a little bit?
It has.
In what way?
So in India, we have like a very structured regime. It's like we'll give you a textbook, you learn these chapters, your exam's going to be based on these chapters, done. In America, it's a lot more different. They don't provide you any textbooks. Like you have to search for material online or you have to buy your own textbooks. The professor might prescribe a few textbooks. And then you learn from these textbooks. You don't know what's going to come up. You just learn and then you ask the professor. Here's the other thing. In India, teachers make sure that you know what you're doing. But over there, unless you ask them, no one's going to tell you because they just assume you know if you don't talk to them about it.
Right.
So that's different.
How easy it is to approach the faculty about all these questions and doubts you might have got during the lecture or while you're preparing for your assignment and all?
They're actually very friendly. Some professors don't mind emails. Like you can email them at night and they'll also reply. But some professors are very particular about their emails. They don't want students to email them. So yeah, you can talk to them after class. There's something called office hours. So office hours is when the professor is available at their office for you to go ask them doubts or learn about something. I'd suggest students go and attend office hours because that would really help them with their subject as well, and also they connect with the professor.
Right.
So that really helps.
And I know that not just the professors, there are also your seniors who are there to help you out with any questions and all. They are on the on-campus jobs or let's call it internships where they are doing these assistantships. They are doing these assistantships or any sort of a part-time job on the campus. So did you face any such situation where you got help from your seniors?
I did actually. A lot of the students at UMass Boston, they volunteer to work on campus. So they work in different departments. They can help you with teaching, they can help you at dining, they can help you at residence or healthcare and all that. So yeah, it's easy. If you feel like it's easier for you to talk to a student, then the student's always on campus for you to talk to.
Right. So let's take a break from these general questions and play a game. Let's begin the quiz. I will ask you a few questions. You can pick up any of the emoticon here. If it's not available here, you can make that face if you want to. All right, let's start the quiz. With what emoji matches your vibe on the first day abroad? This one?
No.
Oh, nice. Okay, so how would you describe yourself when you cooked something and it turned out bad? You're like, I
had
also
to eat
cook.
it anyway, so it was bad, yeah.
Which emoji represents your mood after a long day of classes? You're utilizing all the emojis
I'm
here.
using everything, yeah.
Which emoji would you use when you saw a giant line at the cafeteria but still decided to wait? Good one. What emoji would you use to describe your face when you saw your first American-sized portion of food?
Quite literally. I was about to cry. It was so big. I don't understand how they eat it.
Okay.
Because why am I eating food enough for a family of 4? Because that's why I feel like most of them just eat leftovers because no one can sit and eat all of that in a sitting.
In a 20-minute or a 40-minute
Yeah,
break.
like a 40-minute period, that's too much. Yeah.
So what type of food do you get on campus?
We get everything. So the dining at UMass Boston, they prepare food from literally every cuisine. There's a quesadilla place. There's also like a stir fry noodles place where you can also get rice. There's pizzas every day. There's this other live station where they make some sort of curry or like what I've seen is they made Punjabi chicken curry. They made chicken tikka masala. They made some Chinese dishes, some Korean dishes as well. So yeah, the food is good. They also have like fruits and all. So.
We'll come back to food again.
Okay.
Last 2 questions left for your emoji round. So, what emoji best describes your face when you realize your 8 a.m. class has been cancelled?
8 a.m. class has been cancelled. I've never had an 8 a.m. class.
But that would be your reaction if you had a class and it got cancelled.
Yeah.
How do you feel coming back to home for this vacation?
How do I feel? Yeah, again.
Again this one?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, we are done with this emoji round. Let's get back to food.
Okay.
The last question of ours. Let's get back to food. What was your favorite food when you were in India?
In India, Halim.
Yeah. Sorry?
Halim.
Okay.
Halim, mutton biryani, chicken biryani.
Right. So did this favorite food changed after you went to US?
No.
It still
didn't
remains
change.
the same.
I literally used to look for restaurants on Uber Eats, like where can I get chicken biryani, where can I get mutton biryani. My Pakistani friend, luckily she knows this amazing like Pakistani restaurant. So every Wednesday, so my roommate and my friend, right, they had the same lab. That was out to like 8:30 p.m. at night, and the dining would close by then. So we just order from this Pakistani place. So yeah, my favorite food didn't change at all.
So will it be right to say that you get to eat that food even there in the US?
Yeah.
Do you cook?
I do, but I try not to because if I do, I'm the only one who eats it. No one else is gonna eat it.
So how is the options available for cooking in your housing?
You can have like an induction cooker. You can have like Instapot. You can also have like the electric cookers that you just turn on and then
Right. So do you get the Indian groceries and ingredients outside which you can use to cook food?
Yeah.
Good. Let me ask you this question. What do you miss most about home?
My bedroom. But yeah, the biggest part would have to be the food. The food, yeah, definitely the food. Because like the first thing I did once I landed in India was have Halim. So for me it was food, but everyone else will tell you family and friends, which is also true.
Right.
Because staying away from your family for so long, you'll miss them so much, and a Skype call can only do so much, right? So yeah, family, friends, food, the comfort of being at home, the luxury of being at home actually. You have help around, you can literally go anywhere. So yeah, and you're also familiar with the place.
Right.
So yeah.
So apart from the hobby of yours of sleeping, what
Okay.
what other hobbies have you picked up?
In US, I have I'm cooking more often now. I don't know if that's a hobby or if that's a life lesson or like a life skill. I've also started to paint more often when I have time, that is. But my hobbies include cleaning my room, cleaning my clothes.
So you have made your chores as hobbies.
Yeah, my
now.
chores have become my hobbies.
That's good to hear. That's interesting actually. What other facilities do you have on campus? Like when I ask facilities, I want to understand about additional facilities like gym, swimming pool, ground, or maybe something else.
So we have our own football ground. We have a gym for students. We also have an ice skating rink within the university itself, which is
Have
fun.
you tried any time?
I attempted. I fell 90% of the time. 10% I was
You're
Struggling.
balancing. Do you skate?
I skate, but
But
ice
not the
skating
ice.
was different because I think I was just overwhelmed.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and there's also like multiple other things. Like there's other fast food chains on campus also that you can go to, and there's like other places where you can eat at night within the campus itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's also the Harbour Walk, which is connected to the university itself.
Right, the one you mentioned.
Yeah, so most of the time we just walk around there.
Right. So what is that one place you would want any student who is joining UMass Boston should definitely, experience?
Definitely watch the sunrise or the sunset at the Harbour Walk. And
I'm sure you prefer sunset more than sunrise.
I am not awake by sunrise, so yeah.
Was there any moment which you felt really proud of when you were there in the US?
Yeah, like this one day I had to mount my bed down basically. So the beds are really high, so that you get to put some more storage under there. But I didn't have so much to put, so I wanted to like,
To be much lower.
than that. So I could do it, and then the very next thing I had to do was my laundry. I did my laundry, and then I cleaned my room. I cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned everything. I also cooked. So I was like, wow. I've never done that. I would have done in 2 months here in India.
So you realized that very day that I can do all of the things.
Yeah, like you become your own dhobi, you become your own cook, you become your own maid.
I'm sure you must have called your family here and said, I did all these things.
Yeah,
now.
and like every night my mom would call me and she'd start teasing me. So the maid decided to mess up. Like, the maid decided to mess up. You didn't do anything.
Right. So tell me this thing, what would be that one thing you wish you knew before you traveled from here?
One thing I wish I knew, how to do my laundry. The first time I did I put like too much laundry cleaner in it, and then it foamed up, and yeah, the machine got ruined basically. But apart from that, it's important to be able to survive alone. So I'd say pick up a few skills. Don't be so shy to talk to people, meet new people, make new friends, because they're gonna help you. So yeah, it would be to be a lot more open to meeting new people and open to other cultures as well.
Right. I know a lot of students and parents, they say that studying abroad, especially the undergraduate degree, can be very expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will be, but given the experiences, the exposure, and the type of growth which you get, do you think it is worth investing in this expensive education?
I think it's worth investing in it because if you are, willing to go abroad and experience things for yourself and not only grow your education, like, like expand your opportunities for your career, but also grow as a person, going abroad is the best option. And it's also like very, like I've said, the things that would take me 2 months to do, I've done in a day. So you can't do all of that when you're in India, when you have your parents around, when you have so much luxury around you, when there's someone else to.
Did you felt lazy to do all these things in India, or you didn't feel the need of doing it because it was all getting done?
I felt lazy, and also it was also getting done, so there was no point.
So when you came back here to India for the vacation, did you try to do your own laundry, or did you try to clean your own room?
Why will I do that here also? Someone else is doing it here.
Subconsciously waking up in the morning and say, okay, I have to clean my room.
Yeah, subconsciously I'd wake up at 11 a.m. and I'd be like, I have a class, but I don't have a class. So yeah, subconsciously I have done
it. Must have been very funny, waking up that way and then realizing.
Yeah, my alarm went off for the first week, and then I was like, okay.
Okay, so let's move out to another round, which is called the rapid fire round. Let me ask you a few questions very fast, and you should answer either in one word or in one sentence, and then I keep asking you questions.
Okay.
Ready for that?
Yeah.
Let's do that. So let's start our rapid fire round. Favorite place you have traveled while abroad?
Boston.
Describe your first roommate in one word.
Horrible.
What's your go-to comfort food in the US?
Chicken biryani.
Most unexpected skill you picked up while living abroad?
Mopping.
One thing you miss about India?
Mom.
If you could teleport anywhere for a weekend trip, where would you go?
Okay. For a weekend trip,
Yeah.
this is not like a rapid fire. Hyderabad.
All right. One subject you never thought you would enjoy but ended up loving.
Economics.
Economics.
My degree.
And you chose that as a major
Yeah.
when you were
In
deciding.
11th grade, I hated economics, and then I was like, this is interesting.
Oh, nice, nice. If you could bring one thing from the US to India, what would it be?
The public transport.
The public transport. Good. Most random thing you packed but you never used.
For some reason, I packed like, what is it called? A hairband for like doing my skincare and all. That much time you don't have over there. So don't pack useless things. Yeah.
So the whatever time you get, it goes into laundry, cleaning,
Yeah.
and arranging,
Yeah,
organizing
yeah.
things.
And then
you
studying.
forget about your
Exactly.
skincare or hair care.
It's gone.
Right. So weirdest thing you have ever eaten abroad?
Weirdest thing I've eaten abroad. It was a candy. It was like an insect candy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like basically just a candy with an insect in it, like a scorpion in it or like mosquitoes in it. Yeah, it was weird, but I had it anyway.
Who would make such things?
I have no idea.
And why would somebody make it
I
at the
don't
first hand? If you could only listen to one song during your entire degree, what would it be?
One song. Okay, I'm very indecisive. Let It Happen.
Let It Happen. Can
By
you sing
Tame
that for
Impala.
us?
I can't sing. No. I can't sing.
If your student life had a theme song, what would it be?
Okay, so there's this theme song in Raghuvaran B.Tech. So it's like basically when he's jobless, doing nothing, sitting at home. That would be my theme song. I forgot the name, but that's my theme song. That goes on in my head when I wake up, when I'm in class, when I'm falling asleep. Yeah, that's my theme
We
song.
can definitely play that in the background. Most overused phrase you have heard since moving abroad? Or phrases?
Interesting. Somehow I've forgotten. Wait, I've just been here for 1 week and I've forgotten.
Have you heard chai tea?
Chai tea, that's disgusting. Okay. Yeah, I've heard chai tea, I've heard naan bread, I've heard a lot of atrocious things like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I gave you a small hint here, and you were able to realize
Yeah.
all the phrases you have. No.
I was ordering naan, I was looking for garlic butter naan. It was garlic butter bread. So I was like, so they're selling garlic bread. No, it was naan. The picture was naan. I was like, what is going to happen if you call it naan?
Right, so that's an Indian word altogether.
Yeah.
You can call it naan. However, now, what we did is when we were planning to have these podcasts short, we thought, okay, let us reach out to some students and see what would they want to listen, or maybe the parents, what would they want to hear from our students. So along with all the suggestions we have got, we also took some questions, and I would read out those questions to you.
Okay.
No, I really want you to answer these questions for them. So one question which I get from them was, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone considering studying abroad, especially for their bachelors?
I'd say it's worth it. Definitely try applying. Because the thing is, once you start studying and working on your degree when you're like this young, if you do really well, get into a really good university, you won't even have to do your masters if you get a good job. If that's what you're planning to do, get a job and settle well. I'd say try for a degree abroad because that's the fastest way you can get it done. The question was, why should we?
One piece of advice, yeah.
Yeah, one piece of advice would be definitely apply because nothing can go, right? Just apply and see. If you get it, then that's a very good opportunity that you shouldn't miss.
Right. So when you mentioned about job, let me ask you one question about job. Have you spoken to your seniors who have already completed their degree and what type of a job they are into? What answers did you get them? What answers did you get from them when you inquired? How soon did they get the job? What are they earning? Is it worth investing so much in the higher education given what salary they are getting?
It was very mixed, but most of my friends, they have a job. They've gotten a job, I think, a few months after their degree was done, which they were happy with. They were also happy with the pay. They were also happy with the role they were in. So all in all, the reviews I've gotten so far are positive.
Right.
So I'd say there are also people who are struggling to find a job, which is also it also happens. It's not only in America; it happens in India as well.
Right.
The thing is, the way you work for that job and the amount of work that you have done and the expertise and the skills that you attain will definitely impact how your job search is going to go. So I'd say it's different for everyone, but from the reviews I've gotten, most of them are positive.
So according to you, what are those two reasons why people are not getting the job?
Two reasons. One would obviously maybe because of the resume or the skill set of the individual itself, because I've seen a lot of my seniors tell me that a lot of CVs that job applicants post aren't that good. You know, like their expertise or like the experience they have apart from their degree itself isn't that much. Like they only have their degree or like two other things that they've done, which is not enough for a lot of companies.
Right.
Like the job market has also gotten such a way that you need to do so much to get something.
Right. Right. Would it be right to say that, you know, it's the way how you project, how you showcase yourself?
Exactly, because like the same person, like you could be on the same level as someone else, but if they present their work in a better way, fancy it up a little more, they have
Nobody
better
can
chances.
stop them from getting a job.
Yeah, like you have much higher chances of the way you present yourself matters a lot.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. What could be the second reason?
The second reason is the language barrier, is what I've heard. Not only from Indians, but like everyone else. My friends from China, my friends from Pakistan, all of them, especially when we come from another country, they look at your proficiency and your fluency in the language itself. So if you're good at English, you can speak well, then yeah, they are going to consider you. But if you stutter a lot, you stammer, you don't know a lot of words well, they might not consider you, because MNCs look for people who.
Right. So they need to have strong communication skills.
Yeah, your communication skills and your skill set matter.
Matters. Correct. Correct. What was the biggest cultural shock and how did you handle it?
The biggest cultural shock. Quite a few actually, because like in India, what I've noticed is so many people keep staring at you. Especially men, I'm sorry. But in America, you do whatever you want, they're minding their own business. They don't care, they don't look at you. But another thing which is like extremely opposite is everyone greets you, even if they don't know you. They start saying hi to you, or, striking a conversation.
Right. Like you mentioned in the beginning, be kind.
Yeah. In India, we don't do that. Someone comes up to you and they start talking. Do that in Delhi and it's going to end very
bad.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. What's the smartest money saving tip for the students abroad?
Smartest money saving tip is find an on-campus job. I'd say maybe not as soon as the first semester or something. Try in your second semester, second year to find an on-campus job. You can take tutoring classes for other students as well, make your own money. Because your parents are paying for your education, might as well make some money and save it up so that, some expenses might get covered. That's the smartest tip, I'd say.
Can one tip be that learn to do your chores so that you can save it?
That will happen automatically. That will happen. If I could learn, you can learn.
Best way to make friends in a new country?
You should always be open to talking to new people. Don't be so reserved. If you're sitting in a classroom as well, just be open to meeting new people. Say hi to a new person, talk to them about their subject or whatever. I feel like the first week of mine went in making friends. And it was nice as well. And it didn't stop there. You keep making friends when you're in university, because you have so many opportunities around where you go meet new people, join clubs and everything.
Right.
So this is where you get to meet new people. And then, as long as you're open to meeting others, talking to them and sharing your experiences, it should be fine.
What all clubs have you joined so far?
I've joined a Desi Association club. That's basically for Indians, American Indians and Indians from India. And the other one I joined was a gym club. Never showed up. We don't talk about that.
How did this help you when you joined these clubs?
The Desi Association Club was very helpful because I could meet other Indians as well. Because, like I said, it was easier for me to make friends from other nationalities than from India because we are very shy, I feel like. We don't really approach the other person. So, yeah, in this club, I got to meet majority of my Desi friends.
Give your thoughts about this phrase: your problem, your problem, not my problem.
Your problem, my problem, not your problem.
Yeah, sort of. So, your thoughts about this phrase: your problem, my problem. Right? So, one individual, the other individual, your problem, not my problem.
Oh, okay, that is interesting. I think it goes to say that you as a person are accepting of others' problems and other people aren't very accepting of your problems. It's sad, it's quite demotivating, but I'd say don't let that shut you off and not talk to people and help them out because there's always someone who needs help with something. Just because of one bad experience, you can't be like, since they didn't help me out, I'm never going to help them out. It happens, life happens. It's always good to help people out, I'd say. So, but don't take it to such an extent that your problem becomes my problem. Now just help them out. Yeah.
Correct. So there is another question, what's one mistake you made that others should avoid? One mistake which you made which others should avoid?
Applying so late.
Applying so late.
Yeah, definitely. Don't apply to Singapore first, get rejected, and then apply to America. Apply to America first, and then deal with it.
Good one. Any advice for balancing studies, work, and fun?
Yes, taking some time out for yourself. I feel like that's very important because when you're doing so many things, you get so tired, you forget about what you're thinking. What do you feel like doing? What do you want to do? What do you want to eat? Because everything happens so mechanically. Once you have time for yourself to sit down, rewind, that's when you can work better also when you do that.
Right. So one last question, how do you stay connected with your roots while being abroad?
I watch a lot of Tollywood movies. That's how I stay connected. First thing. Second thing, my cousins are already over there, so I keep visiting them. Like sometimes over the weekend or like during a long break or something. So yeah, I feel at home when I'm with them. And I keep talking to my friends from here. I keep talking to my family here. Another thing is, in Boston also, I've seen a lot of Indians. I've seen quite a few Hyderabadis also, actually. So yeah, talking to other Indians, talking to your friends and family back at home, eating cultural food, watching movies, that's what kept me connected.
Right. So ultimately, we can say that go study abroad because it's worth spending that much of time, money, and energy.
Yeah.
Right. Given that what type of experience and exposure you get is really good.
Exactly, because like even after everything that has happened in these 4 months, I would still like go abroad if it meant all of that would happen over again.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say it's definitely an opportunity that you shouldn't let go of.
Right. Thank you so much, Vyshnavi.
Thank
you
you.
so much for giving your time and sharing your experiences. I am sure you all have got the inputs which you should know if you're planning for your higher education abroad, especially the bachelor's degree. And Vyshnavi, if you have any inputs which you want to give it to our students here who are listening, that will be really helpful.
First thing is don't be afraid. The process might seem a little intimidating. Another country might seem a little intimidating. New people, new experiences, and so many things thrown at you. But that's like the joy of it. That's the beauty of it. The whole point is to grow as a person, not only get your degree. So yeah, consider all of these options, weigh them out very wisely, and make your decision is what I'd say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, what an amazing conversation it was with Vyshnavi. In just her teens, she's already embracing life in a whole new country, pursuing a bachelor's in economics. Her journey proves that age is just a number when it comes to chasing your dreams and exploring the world. If you are an aspiring student thinking about studying abroad, remember, the step you take today could be the story that inspires others tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe to One Window Podcast for more such stories of young achievers making their mark. Until next time, stay tuned.